Now, welcome back to your favorite channel. This is your second analysis of the day. Now, in one of the leading global news channels, President Ruto had an interview, and in the interview, he was asked to comment about the global food prices and why his government had decided to scrap off the subsidy that the former regime had put in place. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta had put in place a subsidy that would cushion Kenyans against the sudden skyrocketing of prices. That's in specific reference to food and fuel prices.
Yes, but now perhaps the difficult bit. You were riding a wave of high expectations. Now you've got to deliver. And you have been come to power at a time when the economy, not just in your country, but around the world, is in dire straits. You're facing a global fuel crisis, I agree. President Kenyatta has put subsidies, when he was president, to try and support people with food and fuel. Are those sustainable economically much longer?
They're not, and that's why I removed them. In fact, the whole subsidy regime was a drain on our development resources. Over the last 3-4 months alone, we spent 140 billion Kenyan shillings on subsidy. When I came into office, the first assignment I had was with the energy sector. And I looked them in the eye and asked them whether this was going to go on, because we were spending 16 billion shillings, money we didn't have, every month on fuel subsidy. I put a stop to it, and the people of Kenya understood that it wasn't in their best interest to continue with fuel subsidies.
Now, from that interview, one can easily tell that the president has put a final nail on the Kenya's coffin as far as food prices are concerned. 3.5 billion is meant to lower the prices of unga. But what about other commodities, e.g. rice, beans, etc.? How will the prices be lowered? How will they be capped at a mwananchi affordable price? In April, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, said the following.
Badala ya viongozi kuwa wanaketi kusema tutasuluhisha namna gani, jameni, tutasaidiana namna gani, wengine wanaenda huko kuinsight wananchi. Angalia hii bei imepanda, uliza Uhuru. Yaani mimi Uhuru niko Ukraine, mimi ninafanya nini huko? Jameni. Mimi COVID nilikuwa huko kulea kutoa mimi.
That the prices were as a result of the pandemic and Ukraine-Russia war. So the president literally blamed the skyrocketing of these prices of commodities on the war that was going on in Russia and Ukraine soil. So, but what happened thereafter is that the Kenya Kwanza brigades casted doubt on the president's remark as to, they literally told the president that was a mere excuse, because you cannot handle the prices that have risen and that wananchi are suffering as a result of your incompetency. That was literally what the Kenya Kwanza brigades tried to tell the president. But then the Kenya Kwanza brigades promised that they would lower these prices on the very first day of their stay in the office. Now, from the videos and the video from today's interview, one can easily tell that dream of prices being lowered is something that is not going to happen. President William Samoei Ruto made it known to the world that the fuel subsidy, the food subsidy, the unga subsidy is untenable. You remember previously, Rigathi Gachagua said that the treasury only had 93 million shillings in the treasury's coffers. But Ukuru Yatani came out clearly and said that those people were saying that the government does not have money do not understand how the government operates. The government does not store money. So many people have interpreted Rigathi Gachagua's remark as to having been a blame game, a way for them to blame the former regime to having taken all the billions so that they cannot implement these subsidies as a result of that scenario. But you see, Ukuru Atani made it clear that we do not save money, but we use the money and channel it to other departments so that they can be utilized for other government functions. So we see this deliberate comments by Rigathi Gachagua, deliberate comment by the President of the Republic of Kenya as to having been a blame game. They are literally trying to say that because of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, we cannot lower the prices of these commodities. And this is enough evidence that the Kenya Kwanza government are lacking a plan on how to curb this skyrocketing of prices. So that means the people are beginning to lose that hope. And they always add that hope that the moment Ruto would get sworn in, that the prices would get lowered instantly, like the way they promised the common range that they would do. So, but the recent blame games about the treasuries, existing funds, and also what the president said when he was hosted for that global interview, that already casts doubt as to the capability of Kenya Kwanza government to reduce the prices of commodities, and this is making it impossible for the people of the Republic of Kenya to be able to afford their daily needs. Ladies and gentlemen, do you still think that the Kenya Kwanza will lower the prices of commodities? Do you still have that hope? I personally do not have that hope, and I keep telling people that those campaign items were simply campaign gimmicks that were meant to make the local people who are not informed vote for the Kenya Kwanza government with the expectations that these prices would be lowered. But what we are seeing going forward is that it's a shift of goalposts, and that now we cannot deliver because of what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta said or did, or maybe or because of the number of dates that we have. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly tell us below the comment section there, what do you think about that interview by William Samoei Ruto? Does it mean that it's not going to be possible for the prices to be lowered going forward? So that does mean that what they say that tutapunguza mzigo was just a mere campaign gimmick meant to lure the Kenyans into voting for them. Kindly share below the comment section there. But for first-time viewers, please take a moment and subscribe to our channel. And once again, I'd like to say, stay safe and stay blessed.